Hello guys, welcome to another session. In this session, we are going to discuss about document object model. In short, we can say that DOM. So let's start our discussion. So what is document object model, or in short, what is DOM? So when browser loads the HTML page, it creates the document object model for that particular page. So at the end of the day, we wanted to interact with the HTML document from our JavaScript code. We can easily modify the content of the HTML document. We can introduce some new element within the HTML document. We can modify the existing element with the help of JavaScript code. So prior to interacting with the JavaScript code, what is happening behind the scene? When browser loads the web page, the browser creates an object, and the object is called document object, and that document object contains many different properties, as well as it also contains many different methods that we can interact with the documents. So whenever we want to do something on the browser, like somebody is clicking on the button, you want to add something in the browser, or if you want to remove something from the browser, if anybody clicking on the button, so we can achieve such functionality with the help of document object. So to give you the glimpse about the document object, let me open a browser and I will show you the document object in action. So we are into the browser, and if you type over here document and enter, then you will get this document object, and this document object models the HTML page. So if you click over here, then you will not get any kind of a property over here. You will see a HTML document structure. So now the question over here is how we can access the property of this document and how we can access the methods of this particular document. To access it, we need to specify document dot, and then you can find all the properties and the method which is being associated with this document object. For example, if you want to access the document location, then you can click over here, then you will get the detailed information about the document location. Same way you can access other properties. For example, if you want to access the document.url, then you will get the URL of this particular document. If you want to get the information about some of the element, so how we can get that? So we need to write document.getElementById. If you want to access some element with the ID, then you can use this method. So here the first point to remember is come. So if you want to play with this HTML document with programmatically, then you must have to get the context of this particular document object, and then you can manipulate any of the elements within the HTML document. So now let's proceed further, and we will look into how actually the document object model represent the HTML document. So basically, document object model is a hierarchical document structure that contains various nodes. So if you closely look into this diagram, then you will find that the root element is the HTML element, and within that we are having two different elements. The first one is the head element, another one is the body element. Head element contains the title element, and which within that it contains the text. The same way, the body element contains the h1 element along with the paragraph element, and within that it represents the text. So document object model maintain all these things as an hierarchical element, and if you want to manipulate any of the element, then you have to access that particular node. So for example, if you want to manipulate this header 1 h1, then you have to access the body element, and within that you need to access this h1 element with the help of JavaScript using document object model. And whenever we are doing any kind of a manipulation within the node, we use different types of methods of document object using JavaScript. So I would tell you that just remember this diagram, as this is really very helpful whenever we want to do any kind of a manipulation within the HTML document, as all of the HTML document maintain the same kind of a document structure within the browser. And if you want to perform any kind of a manipulation within HTML document, then on that time this diagram comes very handy to access the HTML document. If you haven't understand about any of the concept whatever we have discussed till now, don't worry, we are going to do so many practical example in the upcoming session that will help us to build the document object model concept. So on this note, I am stopping over here. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care.